Hi, thanks for watching. Let's take a look at astrology and what's happening going forward from today, Sunday the 2nd of February 2020 through to next Sunday the 9th. I'll be back before then, but this is the week ahead of us and we'll talk a bit about where we are now. Today, Sunday the 2nd of February, we've got a Taurus moon. She is about 54% full as I speak and coming up to a full moon which is going to be in Leo, and that's going to be next Saturday or Sunday. So it's a week of coming up to full moon. The lunar energy is really quite strong. At the moment, the moon is sextile Neptune, so people show their sensitive side a bit more than usual. There's compassion around. It's really quite a nice time between people, and intuition, insight, that kind of thing are really heightened at the moment. So if you're looking into things, you really might get some good new ideas at the moment. Now, Mercury Retrograde is nearly upon us. Yesterday, Saturday the 1st, we actually saw the Mercury Retrograde pre-shadow starting. And that's not the same as the retrograde, the full-blown retrograde, which isn't till the week after next. But things start happening in that direction. It's all about communication. Could be travel, could be transport, could be talking to each other, could be electronics in this day and age with the internet. We all kind of communicate this way, do we not? So look out for things to do with the internet, basically. They could get a little bit screwy. We're all on our way to Mercury retrograde at the moment and to full moon as well. It's all happening. It really is. So on Monday the 3rd, we're going to get a Gemini moon, and that's coming in at 3:28 a.m. on the west side on the Pacific coast of the States and Canada, 6:28 a.m. Eastern, and 11:28 a.m. Not long before midday here in UK on Monday the 3rd. That's the moon in Gemini. That twins influence comes in. Things could get a little bit scattered, so make the most of that Taurus moon that we've got today. It's a great day actually for getting things done, you know, if you're willing to put in prolonged, persistent effort to get things done. The other thing you could do is take a complete rest. And it is Sunday, for goodness sake, so why not? That getting things done thing can happen some other time if your ducks aren't in a row for getting things done today. Okay, but that Gemini moon, yep, comes in tomorrow, Monday the 3rd. Also, Mercury enters Pisces tomorrow, Monday the 3rd. And that really is setting the scene for the retrograde, because on February the 16th, when Mercury goes retrograde, it will go retrograde in Pisces. So things are really lining up for the retrograde, and I think the pre-shadow will become a little more intense tomorrow. Not terribly intense, it's just the beginning of things. Mercury is slowing down basically before stationing retrograde, and then we'll have 3 weeks or so retrograde, and then another 2 or 3 weeks of Mercury speeding up before she gets fully direct again, you know, fully travelling in the right direction and everything. So the beginnings of that really, they've started already, but it really gets its boots on Monday the 3rd. That's tomorrow as I speak. Then on Wednesday the 5th, we get a void moon. That's 6:20 a.m. The moon goes void, of course, on the Pacific coast. East side, 9:20 a.m. Here in UK, excuse me, here in UK, 20 past 2 in the afternoon. The void, of course, starts, and there are several hours of void, of course, there. And during the void, it's best not to do anything to attract any new action. Really just consolidate what you've already been doing. And with the energy of the moon coming up to full at the moment, it's a really useful thing to be able to take some time and look back and consolidate what you've been doing. Because the moon is really trying to rush us forward at the moment. We've got to kind of keep as calm as possible, really. Keep calm and get things sorted during the void, of course. Anyway, then also Wednesday the 5th, the Cancer moon comes in 11:03 a.m. Pacific, west side. East side is 14:03 in the afternoon, 3 minutes past 2. And here in UK, 3 minutes past 7 at night, we get the Cancer moon and everything that goes with that. So by this time, we're cracking through the week. Friday the 7th, we've got a 7-hour void, of course, actually, and that starts at 7:43 a.m. Pacific, 10:43 a.m. Eastern, and actually 3:45, 15:43 in the UK afternoon. About 3:45, the moon goes void. Stays there until the moon enters Leo, Friday the 7th, that's at 2:45 in the afternoon Pacific, 5:45 in the evening Eastern, and 10:45 p.m. So right at the end of Friday the 7th here in UK, we get the moon in Leo, and that's setting the scene for the full moon then, because the full moon also happens in Libra. No, it doesn't, in Leo. What am I saying? Right. So then, going through next weekend, it is going to be all about the full moon energy. It's going to be quite a strong build-up to it, and it looks like quite an intense full moon that we're coming towards as well. That's actually going to happen 11:33 p.m. Eastern, right at the end of Saturday the 8th. Not Eastern, Pacific. Sorry, I'm really getting messed up. Must be something to do with Mercury Retrograde pre-shadow. I'm sure it's not my fault. I'm sure it is really, but there we go. I can only try. So 11:33 p.m. on the Pacific coast on the west side of the States and Canada. Next Saturday the 8th, we get a full moon in Leo. And that's also the day that Juno goes retrograde in Libra. Now, Juno is an asteroid very far out, so I'm not giving the times of that. It's quite a subtle influence, but Juno retrograde tends to show up difficulties around relationships. More than anything, if something isn't being genuine in a relationship, if things have to be manipulated to kind of keep people together in a relationship, or if something's hidden, if someone's being a bit of a tricky dicky around relationships, Juno retrograde is really likely to show that up. So Juno is going retrograde in Libra, so it's all about bringing things into balance. Could be difficult, but it's going to be leading to very positive things in relationships. And it actually tends to be the first day of a Juno retrograde that we see those things coming into focus. So that and the beginnings of the full moon at 11:33 p.m. are what next Saturday is all about. And then we actually get the full moon 2:33 a.m. On the east side of the States and Canada, Sunday the 9th. Here in UK, 7:33 a.m. So it will have already happened by the time I'm up and attempting at least to do this. There's a 7.5 hour void, of course, actually, before that. So that's another time of kind of just getting things sorted out as best as you can. There's not so much energy. I mean, there's a lot of energy because the moon's coming up to full moon. But because of it being that void, of course, before the moon actually enters Leo, there is going to be a bit of a breathing space. So quite positive there. And also then on Sunday the 9th, we get the Scorpio moon coming in. So that's just after the full moon, which all happens in Leo. And that's going to be 15:39, about 20 minutes to 4 Pacific, 20 minutes to 7 on the east coast of the States and Canada. Here in UK, 23:39. So it's actually almost into Monday the 10th here in UK. But that's the Scorpio moon. Big change coming in directly after the full moon there. So there we are. The energy's strong. That's the week ahead. Quite a lot of change going on. We're looking at things around Mercury retrograde build-up, Mercury entering Pisces, the moon moving through various signs before she gets to that Leo full moon, and then very quickly changing over to a Scorpio moon not long after that. Some good long void, of course, periods there, though, times for getting things done on a low level, whatever you want to really do in terms of looking back over the last few weeks, maybe. Just wondering if you've got things right, if you've got things facing the right way. And then we get the full moon energy in Leo. Okay, that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment and share me around the internet if you can, guys. That is always really helpful. I'll be back with more very soon and actually doing some more readings in the time coming up ahead as well. So have a great Sunday the 2nd. Have a fantastic week ahead and I'll see you very soon. Peace.